Oh dear. Well, we
come
are
out
at
of your
12,
shell.
so I will go ahead and introduce people. I've just put it on Twitter to invite people to come and join. So, hello. Wow, look at this. We have so many people who have joined us already. That's fantastic. 9 people. So, may I please ask everybody to who is watching us right now to go ahead and write down your name and where you're from, and even something about why are you choosing to come and join us to watch about mental health? Because you know what? We're all going through this crisis right now. And sorry, I'm going to change the way of saying it from crisis to this is an opportunity. This is a challenge because when we reframe, when we share things like this is for us to grow, right? And so this is excellent that we have so many people who have joined us already. So please jot down where you're from and who you are, and let's get this party going and started. Shall we? Munira, I know you're from Calgary. That's right. Who else? Who else do we have over here? Okay, so let's just get started. Vino just dropped off. He'll come back on shortly again. There are some things that are going on with so many people going on live right now. So I am so excited to have these leaders who have joined us today to share tips on how we can bring fun in, because what's happening is that when things like this happens, we forget that we do have the tools that are available to us. And so the first person I'd like to introduce is Zain Harnadek. Zain was, we connected first on LinkedIn a couple years ago, and it was because our dear friend Shelley Esslinger had created this wonderful thing about recognizing change leaders taught, and those people who are LinkedIn trainers and trainers. And I was like, what? Why am I getting a notification? And that was Jane, and we have connected. Now she lives in Ontario, but over the years we have just bonded really well. And I'll share that Jane is also a personality dimensions facilitator. The next person I wanted to introduce is Vino, and he goes by Vino. And he had attended my LinkedIn bootcamp a couple years ago at HustleCo, and my dear friends Hussam and Steve had hosted this. And that I had known Vino before that, but at that training session, Vino said, I can sing. And I'm like, okay. And he said, yes, I can. And so something I learned is that I had attended an event. And at that event, somebody asked me if they could sing. And I was like, this is not the event. And I said, oh, remember that time when you went with the flow and you introduced that person? Yes, you were feeling nervous, but what happened from there, it benefited so many people. And that came back. And Vino did not need a mic because he does not need any presence to enter the room, because this guy, oh God, I can't tell you enough. Like he is Mr. Networker. Like I thought I was. Sorry, I bow down to you. Namaste. And so Reno started singing, and it made the lunch break so much better, right? And now I'd like to go to Robert. And Robert had attended the Career Development Association, conferences. He had a booth where he was talking about the positive play. And I recognize his green glasses are the ones that really stand out. And his personality actually stands out more than his green glasses. So this guy, he also doesn't need any introduction, I would say. But however, let me just tell you this. With Robert, he remembers that conference. And when we connected on LinkedIn, I then invited him to connect on Facebook, and he's been such a joy to watch his 5-minute tips on how you can incorporate fun. And what I love about Robert is that he is genuine, he is authentic. I mean, it's rare to find, individuals like that. Now, I'll also tell you one little thing that people do not know is that I moved to Canada in 86. And in 86, my friend that I grew up with from Kenya, Mombasa, he actually was traveling to Calgary to meet up with another friend. And we went to Edmonton. And we went to West End Mall, of course. And at West End Mall, what happened was they were all telling me, Alnor, let's get on the roller coaster. I'm like, you know what? The roller coaster? Yeah, no. So I was persuaded. I, persevered, and I went on the roller coaster. And this was the kids' roller coaster. And, they do 2 rounds, but they decided to stop at 1 round. And on the loudspeaker, it could have been Robert. Guess what? He was working there. The loudspeaker said, does anybody need to get off? And I'm like, no, like Mr. Bean. And I started looking to one area, and that was me. And no, I'm fine. I'm okay. We went back again on the roller coaster. I was screaming for when you're screaming and you think what you do is when you get connected to wonderful, amazing humans. And that is Zaina. I first met Zaina a few years ago when she was a religious teacher, counselor, and I had to go to work. And, I said, oh my God, how will I do this? So they said, well, there will be somebody there. And I said, okay. So I went there, and there's this young girl. I have no idea who, and she's the only person. I'm like, are you Zaina? And she's like, yes, Uncle, I am. And I said, oh, good. I'm, she goes, I know, you've got your son, Baraka. I said, yes. And so she goes, yeah, look after him. And she was sitting there, and she had these goodies from Kenya, like, what we eat. And those are tepla and puri. And I'm like, so these are my fave foods, which I have divorced from because, what, I was going on this health journey kind of stuff. But she's like, would you like some? Because she could see, like, my mouth was not only foaming, but it was like Niagara Falls and everything. And here I am, like, oh my gosh, can I take something from her? And I said, I've got granola. So, excuse me, who is the young person here and who is the mature individual? This lady is so mature and so individual. She is a rock star. She's actually studying in England right now. She taking religious education plus other things. Like, she's doing everything. So, rest assured. So let me go now to Jane. So Jane, I just shared about personality dimensions. Why? Why personality dimensions?
Well, I used to facilitate a 10-week life skill course at 2 correctional facilities. And there was always something missing. So,
Yes.
can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
I found out about personality dimensions from an employment counselor. So I got certified. I took personality dimensions into the prison, 2 prisons for 8 years. And going from 10 weeks to 12 weeks and incorporating personality dimensions within the whole course, the change in the attitude of the men was amazing because they finally understood themselves. They understood the other people that they were interacting with on a regular basis. And they understood. I'm sorry, my grandson is. I'm
That's okay.
It's okay.
I can't find the remote.
We're not gonna. Okay, you can't find the remote. Okay, so I will quickly go. So, bringing 12 weeks of life skills based on personality dimensions into the prison changed these lives. The one story, there's 1,000 stories forever embedded in my mind. The one story is everybody is Bob. I was in the middle of a class one day, and there was a knock on the door, and I opened it, and it was Bob, and he said, Jane, Jane, I'm getting out tomorrow. I said, oh my God, Bob, that is so wonderful. And he said, Jane, your life skills changed my life. And there is no hugging, there's no nothing, no touching. With that, I hope no one from prison is on the line. He reached over, he kissed me on the cheek, gave me a quick hug, and he turned around and he ran down the stairs and around the corner, forever out of my life. But I made a difference in somebody's life. He understood himself. He understood his family. He took what he learned and he took himself to the next level. And that is what I love about personality dimensions. It helps people to understand themselves so they can be happy with who they are. And if
That's
we're
lovely.
happy
That's lovely.
with who we
And
are,
what I
we're
wanted
good.
to share
Oh no.
is that I received something in the mail. It is purple,
Okay, we have
and
to
it
look what
says
Alor is doing
talking
right
and
now.
opening. And so I have no idea what it is. Now, it
I
is
like to make people happy.
and so that is what it is that when you do things for others, service, Jane is very big in her religious community, in the church and all of that. So I'm opening this up, and what does it say? All I can do is this, is to give me strength. Everybody, this is just opening this live is what we do best, right? Is that now, should I be afraid? Is there going to be a snake type of thing that's jumping
Nothing will
out?
jump out at you.
Oh my gosh, isn't that lovely? Oh, Jane, you didn't have to. You know, it says be strong. Oops, it's the mirror. Be courageous, because this is perfectly fitting for what people are going through right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jane. One of
Oh, Jane.
that I also have. And it has confetti and sparkle and, bringing fun in. So, what can you do to increase fun, folks? Is that just what you shared? Or it could be things like music that helps with this. So take it away. We know why. Why did you go into music and all of that? Oh, sorry. We have music there. This is the one.
Yes. The thing is, people say, I don't have time for entertainment. I don't have time to entertain yourself, right? So I said, uh, I, so I said, I must share with everyone that no matter what I'm doing, I still share my passion with everybody, and I sing, and I find time to sing. So here's one song. The translation is with Alnur, and he'll translate it for you. Yeah, it's a love song. Say, life is all about you and me. And here we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है, एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है, एक प्यार का नगमा है। Love you all. Everybody make this sign. La 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 कुछ पाकर खोना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना जाना है, तो पल के जीवन से एक उम्र चुरानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है, एक प्यार का नगमा है। तू धार नदिया की, मैं तेरा किनारा हूँ, तू मेरा सहारा है, मैं तेरा सहारा हूँ, आँखों में समंदर है, आशाओं का पानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है, एक प्यार का नगमा है।
You know,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Thank you. Wow, that was lovely. So with that,
I hope you could hear everything clearly.
yeah, the sound was cutting in and out, but I'm just being mindful of the time. So I'll go over to Robert to share, his quick tips on how you can incorporate fun in your daily life. Go ahead, Robert. I think. Oh, you're on mute. I'm going to unmute you. There you go. So, Robert, can you hear us?
Here, there you
Great.
go.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you? Okay. It's so awesome to be here. So awesome to be here. So awesome to be here.
Oh,
Come on, share the love. Share the love. Zaina, share the love. Jane, share the love. Everybody.
On the Facebook, they appreciate that.
Hey, Linda, can you hear us pretty clearly? Linda.
Very good, yes.
Here, this is for all of your wonderful community. We call this
That's
tap
right.
and talk. Oh, you're all looking too serious. You look so serious. Jane, you look too serious right now. So this is tap and talk, and it's a wonderful way to start a conversation about positive workplace mental health. So it takes away some of the angst, some of the anxiety about talking about workplace mental health. I'm going to ask Zaina to tap. Can you come to the screen, Zaina, and tap? Can you tap, Zaina? There. And so now she has a smile on her face, and we're in a good space together. And what a great opportunity to ask her, so how's your mental health today? So it's an awesome icebreaker to create a relaxing conversation about positive mental health in the workplace. Okay, Alnor, tap and talk. Tap and talk. It's so fun to be here. Alnor and I were chatting a few weeks back, and we talked about the importance of body movement as a wonderful, wonderful way to get the energy going. Get that energy going. So if you're sitting down right now, just put the headphones down. Everybody, put the headphones down, and let's come forward to the screen. Come forward to the screen and energy, energy. Zaina, energy. Give us some energy. Exactly. It's all about the energy. It's all about the energy. Yes, and it can be used for positive mental health discussions. Thank you, Zoha. You know what? That's awesome, because a friend of mine came to me one day. This is for Zoha. A friend of mine came to me one day, and she said, you know, I made one of your tap and talk boards, and all throughout the day, whether I was in the house or outside the house, wherever I went, I presented it in a very friendly way to my husband and any one of my 3 children. And I stopped in my tracks, and I said, tap and talk, tap and talk. And so her youngest, tap, tap, tap. And what it did is it just opened up a friendly conversation about, so how's your mental health today? And it was reciprocal. And just take a minute or two, just acknowledge that everybody's mental health is in a good space. And then she'd move on into the kitchen and meet her husband and say, tap and talk, tap and talk, tap and talk. And so thank you, Zoha. It's perfect. Zoha, send in your application form. You and I will work together, so we can work.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So now we will go over to Zaina, who's been patiently waiting over here. And your mic is unmuted. You go. So tell me a little bit about this movement thing that you're doing.
Certainly. Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be on the panel today with all of you folks. Thank you again, 𝓜𝓸𝓿𝓮𝓿𝓮. Having a blast already. I guess we're in the middle of these challenging times, but the best thing to do right now is to keep active. Active engagement is key. Movement is key. We want to make sure we're keeping our mind, body, and soul active. And so a great way to do that is by dancing. I've been dancing for many years, and something that I've recently come across is we also want to ensure that we're being inclusive when we dance. Inclusive is such a key word, it's such a key topic. And yes, Alnarko, you're correct. Movement is key, no matter what. Even if that means, you're wheelchair bound or you have limited mobility. So what I've prepared for everyone today is we're going to do a quick Zumba routine, but we're going to do it while sitting on our chairs so that we make sure that, yes, of course. Thank you so much. I love that. Body, mind, and soul. So if you are wheelchair bound and you're joining us today, you'll just need a friend to help navigate you on your wheelchair. And other than that, we're going to keep our butts on our seats. Make sure you just have a little bit of space around you. I'm going to get the music started and we'll go from there. Also, so the best thing to do right now is I just want to make sure that we have some time. So I'll quickly go over the 4 main steps. And then what we'll do is we'll put the music on. And you guys know your body's best. Never overexert yourself. Make sure that you're being safe, you're being careful, and you know your limits too. So if you're watching from home today, if you want to get up and dance, by all means do so. If you want to stay on your seats with me, again, that'd be lovely. So the first move is going to be, make sure you have your hands here, and we're going to reach out, reach out, reach out, and reach out. And then we're going to go to the other side. Reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out. So we do it 4 times on either side. And now what we'll do is you'll see me move back a little bit. So you'll be able to see my feet here, and I'll move the screen down so you can tell. We're going to step back a little bit, and you're going to take your foot and cross it over and open, cross it over and open, and then switch sides, cross it over and open, cross it over and open. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bend down. You're going to come down and up and down and up. And now the best part is if you're on a wheelchair, you're going to get your friend to move you around, or if you're on one of these rolly ones, you're going to do a little spin for me. So we're going to get the music going and we'll get started all together.
Oh my gosh. Okay, folks, what had happened is that when I reached out to Zaina, when I found out she was here again in Calgary, she's like, but no, so I know Zaina since so many years. And the bizarre thing is actually I grew up with her dad in Mombasa, Kenya. I found out later, I was like, oh my gosh. And her mom is a distant relative. But the thing is that I knew she had injured her knee, and she goes, I can't. I said, did I say you have to dance all the way? Or how about incorporating movement from the chair? And she goes, yes, I have incorporated this for individuals with mobility issues. And also you are a leader with, inclusive with individuals who have cognitive issues and all of that too. So bravo, folks. This has been just amazing. I'm noticing it is exactly 12:30. But what I wanted to leave you with, if people are still, I'm just going to unmute everybody over here. Jane, are you okay to stay for a couple more minutes? If people have any questions, Vino, are you okay to stay for a few more? Yes. And let's unmute your mic. Why is this not unmuting? Oh, you'd have to, there we go. Awesome. We have, yes, Zain rocks. All of you rock, because you know what? When I came on this morning, and the thing about this is that when we go through the day, we are not always up. We always go like this, right? And you want life, you think, wouldn't life be better if it was like this? But no, that's a flat line. So when you're going through your ups, you pause, you breathe, you lean in, and you say, okay, what is this teaching me? And instead of looking at it like a challenge and seeing I'm hopeless, you're saying, you know what? What can I do in the moment? And in the moment, I've got knee issues as well. I've injured my MCL. But when I put on music, like for example, like what Vino did, you're then able to say, okay, you know what? I will hobble along, but the music then uplifted me and the movement uplifted me. And you have people who bring the fun and childlike fun that what rock does is we all have these things. And sometimes it's very hard that, you know, when you are feeling all of these, you don't understand that, you know, you have a community behind you. And a community like what Jane does is that even though when she's going through a hard time, she reaches out to her community, because community solves mental health. And it is, we are in this together. You know, people say, like, for example, Tashmin, my friend, said, oh, they always radiate joy, right? So thank you so much for that. But I have to be authentic and honest over here, is that I am also going through things, and we all are going through things in our daily lives. So understand that it's great to reach out and ask for help. Because when we remove that stigma, when we open up, life will be so much better. And if there are no other questions, if any of you have final words to say, please do share it right now. I'll start with Jane, please. Do you have any final words to say to our...
I just have a final word to say that we're all going through rough times right now, all of us, and
Yes.
which way they are. And I just happened to read something. We can have a tendency to put it into a always and never. And at that moment, we need to stop and realize that it's not always, it's not never, it's just right now. And in 30 seconds, I have a choice. It's never, it's always, no, it's right now. And it's going to be gone in flash. And in that split second, boom, we change the whole perspective. And my constant prayer right now is, Lord, give me love, patience, and understanding. Love, patience, understanding. Love, patience, understanding. And it removes so many of the weights that might be weighing us down. That's all I have to say. And
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
I love you.
Vino, do you have any final words to share?
Yes, a song is 4 minutes. Find 4 minutes of the day when you play your favorite song and dance with it in front of the mirror. Look good to yourself. You'll have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert.
No, go to Zaina. I'll go last.
Okay. Zaina, do you have any final words?
Sure, I do. I know Shaleen right here is asking, how do you start the mental health conversation? I think the best way is to just ask someone, how are you? And genuinely ask them, not just because you're just trying to start a conversation, but because you actually want to know how their day is going, how they're doing. That's probably the best way to start a healthy conversation as well. And as always, keep moving, keep dancing, and always dance from your heart. 𝓜𝓸𝓿𝓮𝓿𝓮. So thank you so much for having me today.
One of the most interesting elements, to today's wonderful show by I Am Al Noor. Remember, we love Al Noor. Remember, we love Al Noor. One of the most interesting, if not super cool elements of today was I'm going to assume that your 4 guests today have never met each other, and if they and we all came together with a wonderful, playful spirit, and that was the common thread amongst all of us. We played just for the sake of playing and having fun, and as Al Noor said, just be in the moment, be with yourself, be a dancer, be a singer, be aware, and be fun, be in the moment. And that was really cool today, the playfulness of all of us. So give ourselves a round of applause. That was awesome. Wonderful playfulness today.
You guys were all awesome. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. I've had so much fun in today's event, and I cannot thank you all enough for taking time off your busy day, coming on and having chai with me, chai with all because
isn't it chai tea?
Enough conversations, and we can be. Thank you for saying that. I know why you said that. Well, thank you, everybody. It has been an absolute joy, and I really appreciate you all. Next week, when we are going to be talking again more about mental health, and yes, I love you too, Robert. And please, everybody, open up and tell people you love them, because we are all going through something. And be you. Yes, I will do this again. Every Thursdays at noon to 12:30, but I've gone on to 12:37 is the shows. And, you know, whenever things are going on in my life, I know that when I come and do these things for the community, it's benefiting me. I'm doing it for selfish reasons. But you know what? By seeing all of this that happened here today, it shows that, you know, we all are going through things, and be open and reach out for help. And thank you so much. Cheers. Lots of love. I am Al Noor. Thank you, and bye-bye.